In this video, we're going to talk about the beautiful and fascinating hydrangea flower. I mean, with their vibrant colors and those huge, lush blooms, it's no wonder hydrangeas are one of the most beloved shrubs in the world. But, there's so much more to them than just their stunning looks. Okay, let's dive into this. So here's what we've got lined up. We'll start by getting to know them, then we'll travel back in time to check out their origins. I'll give you a guide to growing them yourself, we'll uncover their secret meanings, and then finish up with some really cool facts. Alright, first up, let's get into what makes a hydrangea. Well, a hydrangea. What makes them so instantly recognizable in a garden? Okay, so hydrangeas basically come in two main styles, and they're both gorgeous. You've got the mop head, which is exactly what it sounds like. These big, dense, round clusters of flowers, kind of like a giant pom-pom. Then there's the lace cap, which is a bit more delicate. It has this flatter flower head with tiny little flowers in the middle, and then it's surrounded by these larger, much showier flowers on the outside. And yeah, don't let the delicate flowers fool you. These are not tiny little plants. A healthy, happy hydrangea can get huge. We're talking up to 1.8 meters tall and just as wide. So it can totally be the star of the show in your garden. Okay, so where in the world did this amazing flower even come from? Believe me, its history goes way, way further back than you'd probably guess. This is what really blows my mind. Hydrangeas are ancient. I mean, really ancient. We found fossil evidence that shows they were around more than 45 million years ago in North America and Asia. That's millions of years before they were first cultivated in Japan, where they were called ajisai. And it took until 1736 for them to finally get introduced to Europe, where, of course, they became an instant hit. So, feeling inspired? Thinking you might want to grow one of these yourself? Well, the good news is, it's probably easier than you think, but you do need to know a few secrets to keep them happy. Okay, this is probably the most magical thing about hydrangeas. They can literally change color, and it all comes down to the pH of your soil. If you want those gorgeous blue flowers, you need acidic soil. If you want pink flowers, you need alkaline soil. You can add things like aluminum sulfate to get blue, or lime to get pink. It's like you're a garden chemist, painting with pH levels. So, here are the three big things to remember. Number 1, water. These guys are thirsty. But, and this is key, they hate having wet feet, so they need soil that drains well. Number 2, sun. They love the morning sun, but really appreciate some shade in the hot afternoon. And finally, number 3, soil. They want rich, moist soil, so adding some organic matter will make them super happy. But even if you do everything right, there are a few things out there that can threaten their health. Let's talk about their common enemies. Yeah, unfortunately, a few pests find them pretty tasty. You gotta watch out for things like aphids, spider mites, and especially slugs and Japanese beetles. And on the disease side of things, powdery mildew is a common one. It looks like a white dust on the leaves. Root rot can also be a problem if the soil is too wet. The key is just to keep an eye on your plant so you can catch these things early. Alright, moving on from growing them, let's talk about what they're saying. Because beyond just being beautiful, hydrangeas have a whole secret language, and the meaning changes with every single color. But before we get into that, a really, really important safety warning. And listen up on this one. As beautiful as they are, hydrangeas are not edible. All parts of the plant are actually toxic to both people and pets if they're eaten. So please, admire them with your eyes, not your mouth. This is so cool. You can literally pick a color to send a message. Pink is all about true feelings, sincere emotions, and love. Blue is fantastic for saying thank you or even I am sorry. White usually means purity and grace, but it can also mean vanity, which is kind of interesting. And purple? That's for when you want to show someone you want to understand them on a deeper level. Okay, let's wrap this up with some quick, surprising facts that I think make this flower even more amazing. Okay, get this. You know those big, colorful things we all think are the petals? They're not. They're actually modified leaves called sepals. Their whole job is to be the big, flashy advertisement to attract pollinators to the real flowers, which are those tiny little buds right in the center. How clever is that? And think of this as a long-term investment for your garden. A really well-cared-for hydrangea isn't just going to last a season or two. These things can live for up to 50 years. 50! That's incredible. Now remember how I said they're toxic? Well, there's a fascinating exception. In Japan, there's one specific species whose leaves are used to brew a sweet tea called amacha. It's actually part of a religious ceremony for Buddha's birthday. But please, don't try this at home with your garden variety. And hey, remember we talked about blue hydrangeas being for apologies? Well, that tradition apparently comes from a story about a Japanese emperor. The legend goes he gave the gift of blue hydrangeas to the family of a girl he loved to make up for neglecting her, and it just stuck. So, when you really look at it, the hydrangea is so much more than just a pretty plant, isn't it? It's a living piece of history, it's a little science experiment in your own backyard, and it's a way to send a message without saying a word. The only question left is, which one are you going to choose for your garden? Alright, that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.